I think we got everybody
When I was in
soon.
Arizona, I used it and saved a ton of money. So
Oh,
it's
Steve
like-
Larson's son.
Yeah, that's the only one
Yeah,
that's
so
absent.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm obviously a fan.
So, I guess we're ready.
If Kasha will be quiet, we'll start the meeting.
Hey, you started it.
I'd like to call the meeting of the April 17th meeting of the commission to order. Please note that all members are present except Commissioner Steve Larson. Is there a motion to approve the agenda, item C?
I make a motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
There's a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Approval of the minutes of March 20th.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by the alder.
Second.
And there's a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We should have a short meeting tonight. The first business item is consideration with possible action on the report by the police department on the monthly traffic enforcement unit traffic safety plan. Tom?
You guys all have copies? They're sent out in the, with the
Yep.
agenda? Okay. Not much change, traffic stops and going up, crashes are going up. Some of that is because of the weather, turning nice, people getting out more. Let's see, and the traffic enforcement unit being more fully staffed, so we're able to get more stops in there. Our traffic analysis gave us 3 areas of concentration for this month, where there's going to be a potential for a injury accident. Packerland and Mason was listed in there, but because of the redesigning of that route and blocking off the frontage roads, I didn't include that because we don't have enough data to determine. So far, crashes have dropped significantly in that area due to that frontage road being blocked off, so hopefully that continues into the construction period, and then they reconstruct that, then we'll have to wait some time.
Do you know how the negotiations are going with the Oneida Trav on that issue?
I heard that it went through, and they're, I don't know how they're
Next year.
acquiring the land. Are they buying the land, or they?
No, it's just a temporary limited easement is my understanding that
Okay.
they need from one of the quadrants, but we were at the Brown County Traffic Safety Commission meeting last week, and Director Fontecchio had said that the negotiations have proven successful now,
Oh, good.
but it's going to delay, they can't get it done with this year's project. They purposely separated them, after they got that news back in December, so sounds like it's on board for next year.
Oh, good. That's a major headache out there.
Yep.
It's needed for the U-turns. Apparently, Tom, you can probably speak to that you're getting a lot of U-turn violations. I know the county had signed it,
Yep.
no U-turns at
Yeah,
Trojan.
there's several
And some of the
signs.
driveways too.
Several signs going down at each intersection along the way, so people have to travel down in order to make the U-turn. It's actually easier to take a left if you're coming out of McDonald's or the gym over there. Take a left to go down to Country Club to go east on Mason. That's actually an easier route for people, but I think people are just either creatures of habit, or they're lazy, or they just don't care, and they come down and do the illegal U-turns. And actually, I think the only accident in the last quarter that was at that intersection was a U-turn violation. They U-turned in front of another car, so.
Smart.
But we have done heavy traffic enforcement over there with the traffic unit, so we're trying to catch everybody. At first, we were trying to educate everybody that this is a new thing. Don't be doing the U-turns here, you can't do it. A lot of written warnings, and now we're focusing more on enforcement and actually writing citations, because people have had enough time to get used to the intersection over there, so. Traffic complaints, we've had a lot of complaints with the parking around schools. Each school has their own traffic plan for drop-off and pickup of kids. It seems like at the beginning of the year, people follow that, and then they kind of, as the year goes on, kind of just become more lackadaisical with it. And we've gotten a lot of complaints from the crossing guards regarding people parking or stopping in the crosswalks to pick up their kids, the speeding, parking in areas where they shouldn't. There's no parking signs, and they're getting out of their cars and going over to the schools. And also the double parking, letting the kids go walk into traffic. So, so we're doing heavy enforcement kind of randomly around the schools where we have received a lot of complaints. So we have been sending out both the patrol units and the traffic enforcement and our community police units. So they're going to continue to randomly do that. I think by putting it out in the traffic safety plan, putting it on the website and the Facebook page, hopefully people will read through that. They're doing heavy enforcement. They're writing citations, actually, not a lot of verbal warnings, because by this point everybody knows the traffic plan around the schools, and they're just straight up, not following the directions. So the other things are the traffic construction coming up. The Leo Frigo Bridge is already underway, doing the painting up there. It's down to one lane each direction.
And that's gonna go into fall.
That's going to go on to the fall, according to the website. Of course, Packard and Mason. And then this summer, the West Mason Street over Beaver Dam Creek, there's the bridge over there that's going to be doing a lot of work. I don't know, Dave, are they replacing the entire bridge, or are they just doing work on it?
Replacement.
Replacement. So it's going to be, there's going to be a period where West Mason is completely closed for traffic over there. So it's going to be people either going up to Shawano, or that Shawano's going to be the official detour, go up north to Shawano and then east or west from there. But I have some concerns that people are going to be cutting through the neighborhoods. So we're going to have our traffic enforcement unit in the neighborhoods, for people cutting through, and of course speeding, to try to make up the time that they lost by having to go around. So that's about it.
Okay,
Anybody got any questions?
any questions?
I have one dumb question for you, and it's only because it came up last week. For a school zone, when it says when children are present, I take that as like from 8 to 3. Do some people think it is just when kids are visible?
As I understand it, it's when kids are visible. But
I take that more seriously.
you would-
Okay.
I know the state statute on this. It means when children are in the right of way. So they could be walking along the sidewalk, they could be crossing the street. So that would qualify when children are present in the school zone, so contiguous anywhere. That would require then the speed reduction. So, yeah, we do get questions on that, and, like, for example, like Aldo,
Although
let's
it's
just
what was
take that.
being talked about, when the
Right,
kids
right.
are like playing on the playground
When
and
they're playing on
stuff.
the playground, they have a
They're
fence
in
there,
school.
that does not qualify. Then the 25 mile an hour is actually active.
Because that was the exact question, and I was like, I don't actually know.
Yep,
Okay,
yep, state statute does
awesome.
clarify that.
The same thing's like true, like if you have a emergency vehicle coming towards you, you're supposed to pull over and stop and let the emergency vehicles go past. But if it's a divided way, you don't have to, because there's no way for that fire truck
To cross
to
over.
be crossing over into your lane of traffic. So, so in the same respect, it would be like with kids, if there's a dividing area that or if the kids are inside the school building, then it wouldn't be,
Right.
it wouldn't qualify as being a children present.
So I know that there's speeding fines are higher in a work zone. Is that the same case for school?
Yeah, there's a school zone increased fines for
So it's
that.
like a multiplier?
It goes up, the dollar amounts are set by municipal court. So I can't tell you what they are offhand, I can look them up, but
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you for the education.
Okay, thank you, Tom.
Yep.
Okay, item B, report of the police department of the,
We need a.
oh, I'm sorry, let's have a motion. Is there a motion to approve? Or-
Motion to receive and place on file.
Okay, motion to receive and place on file by Kasha and second by Dan. All in favor, say by saying aye.
Okay.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Item 2, business item, report of the police department on the 2023 first quarter serious injury and crash report.
We only have one accident to really report on. I had mentioned at the last meeting, on January 10th, a Jeep was traveling on Mason Street near Laura. 74-year-old man stepped off the curb in front of the vehicle. He had no time to stop and was not at a crosswalk, was not in an intersection. Just stepped off the sidewalk and was hit by the Jeep. Alcohol and speed were not a factor. It was merely he stepped off the curb in front of the car. He was rushed to the hospital. He was then transferred to Milwaukee and eventually to UW-Madison. He died on March 20th, so 2 months and 10 days after that. You're looking at 70 days afterwards. So technically, according to the Department of Transportation, for statistical purposes, a fatal accident, the death has to occur from the injuries from the accident within 30 days of the accident. Because this was outside of that, it's technically not a fatality according to the DOT statistics, but it is still an accident resulting in a death. So,
Okay.
other than that, it's been not too serious of accidents on injuries
That's good.
in the city this year so far.
Any questions? Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to receive and place on file.
Motion by the Alder, is there a second?
I'll second.
And second by Commissioner Larson. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Okay.
Opposed, nay? The ayes have it. Okay. We get to the termination reports. As I mentioned before the meeting, I think we should always take these in mass unless the highway engineer or traffic engineer has a specific complaint. Is there any of these items that we really need to talk about, Dave?
Items 3 through 23 are all termination 90-day trial periods. There really is no need to discuss any of them, they all were successful. And so I'm
Okay.
making a recommendation of adopt by ordinance.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kasha, second.
I'll second.
Second by Tom. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Next meeting is May 15th. Is there anything else that needs to come before the commission? I think this is a record.
It's amazing.
16 and a half minutes. Wow.
Between
Sir.
last time and this time, we are crushing it. Awesome.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn? Nobody wants to adjourn? Mr. Larson. Is there a second?
I will second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Hey.
Hopefully by the next time we meet, tulips will be blooming and,
Let's just meet in the parking lot and be done with it.
Hey. Make it easy.
Make
I'll
this
knock
a
on the
marvelous-
accident.
I almost was gonna recommend a Zoom meeting just because I knew this would be quick for us.
oh, we like to see each other. We like to see you.
There have been times